This is one of the most astonishing stories in history. One that blurs the line between life and death, fact and miracle. A tale so bizarre, so unexplainable, that it continues to haunt and inspire. Over a century later, this is the real-life account of Essie Dunbar, the woman who was buried alive and woke up smiling. In the summer of 1915, in the quiet town of Blackville, South Carolina, 30-year-old Essie Dunbar suffered a severe epileptic seizure. At the time, epilepsy was poorly understood, and medical technology was nowhere near what it is today. When a doctor examined her lifeless body, he found no pulse, no breath, no sign of life. He pronounced her dead. The community moved fast to prepare her funeral. Back then, funerals happened quickly, especially in the southern heat. Her coffin was built, a service was arranged, and 3 ministers were called in to perform the burial. Her sister, who lived in another town, was rushing to get there. She begged the family to delay the funeral until she arrived, but travel wasn't easy, and by the time she made it, the ceremony was already over. Her sister's coffin had already been lowered into the grave, dirt piled on top. Devastated, she dropped to her knees at the site and begged them, pleaded with them to dig up the coffin. She couldn't leave without seeing her sister's face one last time. Out of respect and guilt, the ministers and mourners agreed. They grabbed their tools and unearthed the casket. When they unscrewed the lid, the unthinkable happened. Essie Dunbar sat up, alive, awake, and smiling. People screamed. Some gasped. Some fainted. One of the preachers reportedly fell into the open grave and broke several ribs trying to escape. Others ran for their lives, convinced they had just seen a dead woman rise from the grave. In 1915, such a thing wasn't a medical anomaly, it was considered a sign from the heavens or something darker. But Essie? She had no idea what had just happened. Imagine waking up from a seizure to find dozens of horrified faces staring at you. Dirt all around, and a wooden lid just inches above your face. She wasn't a ghost. She wasn't a miracle. She was a woman whose life had been stolen by a tragic misdiagnosis. And now, she had it back. From that moment on, Essie Dunbar became the subject of whispers and wonder. Some believed she had truly returned from the dead. Others thought she was cursed. But one thing is certain: she continued living for another 47 years. She died in 1962, at the age of 77, this time with certainty. Her story became legend, not just in her town, but around the world. Over time, her tale was retold in newspapers, journals, and even folklore. And while many debated whether it was a miracle, a mistake, or something in between, Essie herself lived out her years quietly, having experienced something almost no one ever does: the second chance at life, after being declared dead and buried.